Alright, turn 1, opening up with a pretty strong Mathmech hand. Opening up Circular is always a pretty good combo. Sigma in with the Circular, we're going to get that Superfactorial. We still have the Cynet Mining, and we're going to start off with the Xyz plays. We're really just trying to play around interruption here. If he negates our Albert, we have the Cynet Mining. Albert's good. Diameter is going to come out. And this is where we start the link climbing process of this deck. You always want to use your 2 materials from Diameter into Splash Mage. Circular is going to be used to get out Link Decoder. And this is where you go to transcode, and this will guarantee your singularity. Another key point, you also want to play Albert in the opposite link zone, so you can like switch to that link zone. And Albert is one of the best ways to trigger singularity to get out transcode talker right away. There's singularity triggering the singularity. There's transcode. Now we have 4 materials. We just need 1 more, and there's 5 materials. We're gonna send the D-Save Worm. We're gonna also activate Cynet Mining right away just to get it into Graveyard. We're having a Circular for next turn. There's so many points of interruption with the Terahertz. We're gonna keep our monsters. I really don't feel like losing them. And we're also gonna just right away use the Terahertz, and our opponent chooses to surrender there. Honestly, a pretty unbreakable board anyway. Pretty good opening hand going first. Circular is always like a given. If you open up Circular, it's going to be a fun time. Our opponent has the Veiler for the Circular, but honestly, that's not the right time to use that interaction, because now I'll just choose to not use Circular's effect just yet, and I'll pretty much be using his effect to do it an alternate way. There's the Diameter. I'm going to triple tactic Talents, take a card out of my opponent's hand. He has the Lava Golem I don't feel like dealing with. I'm going to take the Lava Golem, Mathmech Equation to bring out the Circular. I'm going to use the Addition to trigger the Circular to get the Superfactorial. And we're back to where we started here. Just had to burn an Equation to gain the Superfactorial, which isn't a bad 1-for-1 combo. Splash Mage is going to bring out the Link Decoder. Link Decoder plus our level 2, or what's it called? Link 2. Link 2, if we're gonna bring out the transcode talker. Transcode is pretty much a guaranteed level 6 with Link Decoder, and we're gonna get singularity. We place the Albert in the right zone, so we're gonna be able to pretty much open up with a pretty decent move. The funny part is we haven't even used our normal yet on Diameter. There's the Diameter normal. We're going to use that to bring out Addition. We're going to get out a Ling Karibo just to get another negate into the mix before we go into Tempest Terahertz. We're going to set 1, get the Speller Trap negate, and then points of interaction. We have a Trap negate, an Omni negate, or a Speller Trap negate, Superfactorial, steal 3 up to 3 plus a negate, as well as now they have to break a 7,000 attack monster if they wanted to attack over game. They get rid of our monster, not a big deal. We're going to use our Speller Trap negate. He has 1 card left in hand. I'm not worried. End phase, he's going to set 1 or T set. We're gonna use this. We're gonna use our Trap negate. I was like, I've never seen that card before, but honestly, it doesn't matter. The Trap negate was there. We kind of played around it. Summoning 1 through 3. We're gonna get out Lapician. We're gonna be able to take his last monster on field as well as have another negate just in case. Our opponent chooses to surrender there. Alright, going second. This hand has no interruption, but a lot of gas. Let's see if we can play around it. Our opponent is playing some kind of burn strat, so it's not going to really matter about interruption. Flip a coin. He gets heads. He's going to draw 2. I mean, like, I'm curious what our opponent's trying to do. Takes a quarter of our life points, but the amount of gas we have is insane. Plus Small World gets us into any Mathmech card. There's our Circular. We're going to be enjoying this Circular while we still can. Sigma. We're going to get the Exceeds out right away. Overlay. Or we're going for pure gas. I'm going for the kill. I don't even need the Superfactorial. I have pretty much everything I need. There's Albert. Albert's going to detach. We're going to get Mathmech Diameter. Mathmech Diameter is going to be summoned. Bring out the Circular. We're going to go into our Link 2, Splash Mage. Splash Mage into Decode. We might be doing a little bit of overkill here, but hey, we'll see what happens. Link Decoder, Splash Mage. That's going to get transcode. We're guaranteed our Link 6. We're going to tribute right away to bring out Mathmech Equation. Oh, I'm just guaranteeing the level 5. There's Tempest Terahertz. Tempest Terahertz is going to get doubled to 6,000, but we're going to use this effect right before that, so he's going to be doubled to 10,000 or 11,000, and we just get the kill right away. Kind of showing the OTK power with no interruption, but we have the more gas where even if he did have interruption, we would have been chilling. Alright, going first, this is an interesting hand. Having the Defensor and the Ignister. We're going to go Firewall Defenser, which is an insane card, and you'll soon see why. Our opponent has the Maxx C, so kind of curious what I did in this game. I'm getting the triple tactics, and I'm going to set the Imperm and just end turn. I do have the Maxx C. I'm kind of just playing for interruption and kind of testing the waters with my opponent's move. My opponent is on a Toon Gaciri engine. I'm going to Imperm the Gaciri Fenrir. I really don't feel like dealing with him getting some more Fenrir cards. He's going to use that common hand to steal my Defensor. He's going to attack directly with it, and he's also going to deal 2100 damage with his Fenrir. He's going to tribute my card, get out the Blackluster Soldier, his ace monster. I'm interested in what I can do with this. I do have the Small World. I have the Sigma. It's going to give me the Paralell Exceed. Honestly, enough gas to get the job done, I'm hoping. There's Link Decoder. Dotscaper is going to come back, as well as Paralell Exceed is on the field. I'm honestly playing with so much monsters that the Gaciri Fenrir interruption won't matter. He's going to take away my decoder, but honestly that's fine. We have so much here. We're going to go into a Link 2 right away into the Splash Mage. I think I just see the lethal line, so I'm just probably going to go for it. My opponent has the Chalice, which is interesting, but I don't think it really matters at this point because we just go transcode into Splash, and that still equals 5 or more, so the line's still there. He's burned the last card in his hand as well. I mean, we still have a triple tactics talent that's activatable right here. Our card is no longer affected by opponent's card effects. Terahertz is going to send the multiplication to get up to 11k, and that's going to be a lethal push. We're going to just draw 2 just for the fun of it. 2 pretty decent cards. Do the lethal push, and that will be game. Alright guys, so this is the deck I was using. I've used this deck a little bit before, but I've kind of been making small modifications to it. honestly, the deck is cracked. Even with the Mathmech so-called hits, it's still cracked. I mean, playing Diameter at 1 isn't exactly a bad thing. Cynet Mining at 2 is kind of funny, but with all of the other crazy search cards in the deck, it's not that big of a problem where it happens a lot of the time where you're gonna get bricked or anything. Cards to keep an eye out for sure is Circular at 3 is still a problem. This card just got hit in the TCG. So I want to use it at 3 as much as possible for the long run, just to make sure I can enjoy this card. Small World Lines, pretty much any of these cards, if you start off with them, can get you the other piece you needed. You kind of saw in the example, I used Small World to get a Paralell Exceed with the Dotscaper to get me into full combo. But super fun engine nonetheless. Extra, you have a lot of room to like manipulate. There's a lot of these Cyberse monsters that give you points of interruption. For example, this one, there's a synchro. You can pretty much figure out a lot of stuff with this. You're playing the Armor Rouge as another level 1 target because, for example, you open up with Ash Blossom and you really need to link summon for Paralell Exceed or Maxx C, pretty much making all of your monsters other than Niburu linkable, which is super nice. Another card, you're playing 2 Splash Mages and 2 Transcodes and 2 Terahertz because it could come up where you go into that same line twice in one match. But this deck is probably one of the, I think it's tier 0. A lot of these decks, it's just not getting the plays it deserves compared to the other stupid decks out there. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you leave a comment down below if you have any questions about the deck. I'll make sure that I respond to it and can keep you updated about my playstyle of this deck. This is an easy deck to get you to master rank or even just to play during the Duels Cup and stuff like that. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time.